Morning. Well, actually, it's afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500. Welcome back to Project Dirt. Yes, so good they named it twice. Project Dirt. I'm just on the way down to the body shop now. Just walking to the bus stop to go to the body shop to pick it up. So the video will be tomorrow morning when I get out to start working on it. So until then, Project Dirt, let's go. So I had intended to do Project Dirt today, but as you can probably hear and see, it's been torrential rain all day long so far. It's just gone 1 o'clock, it's been like it all day. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting anything done today. I don't know if you can actually see the rain, but you can clearly hear it on the roof, on the conservatory roof. So unfortunately, I guess there's going to be no Project Dirt today. I've still got my hatch out there. I hope that's not getting wet from Cooey, but never mind. So yeah, hopefully if the rain stops today, then I'll get on with it. But failing that, hopefully it'll be fine tomorrow. Right, the rain has finally stopped and even the sun's come out at long last. Even that torrential rain didn't clean the car. Look at the state of it. What they've been doing with it in that body shop. So just have another quick look at the seal that they've done, which all looks good. Nice new seal that I obviously supplied and they've fitted. They took that big dent out that was up there somewhere, so that all looks good. They've blown that in. Looks like they've done the whole wing, going by the way the paint, the water's laying on it. I think they've probably done that whole back side. So this wing has got to come off. This was the one, it had various little rust spots on it. One just there, one down there, and I'm not happy with a rusty wing. It's obviously a cheap and nasty second-hand one. The gap is terrible down there as well. So I was going to have to adjust it anyway. So I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to dump it and put a new one on. I've got the one that came off of Project Cooey, so that can go on. Excuse the wind, it is extremely windy today. So as the rain appears to have stopped and we've got a blue sky up there, I'm going to get it jacked up and get the wheel off, get the wheel arch liner off, start taking the wheel off. Obviously I've got to disconnect the bumper as well. The bumpers are only pushed in, they're not bolted in yet, same as this side. I think we've got a bracket that's broken there, hence why it's so low. This wing needs a little bit of attention, but I'm not replacing it. It just needs a little bit of pushing out there and lining up a little bit better. Apart from that, that's it. And I noticed yesterday it was a bit dark, but when I got home, what have I done with the keys? I can't remember whether I cleaned the seats in this or not. I think I did, but they look filthy. No, I obviously haven't. I can't have cleaned them. I don't think this is body shop dust. Oh my God, what on earth is all that over there? As I say, I don't remember cleaning these, but I don't think I could have done. You can see there's fingerprints on here where they have been getting in here and doing it. They're cheap and they're good, but they're not very good when it comes to keeping your car clean. There's fingerprints all over it. So yeah, I'll have to look back at my other videos actually. I don't think that I cleaned these seats, but even if I did, they're going to have to be done again because they're rotten. A lot of it's obviously dust that will probably hoover out, but I don't know what all that crap is over there. I don't recall that being in here before. Maybe it was. They've had the car there for so long, I can't really remember, to be honest. And then if we pop the bonnet, if you remember from the other day when we were doing Cooey, there's the bracket down there. Can't see it. You've got the oxygen sensor which is sort of lying there, so that bracket needs to be put on. This engine needs to be given a good clean up. And what else was there? Oh yeah, we got that fuel pipe down there. You see it's got a, let me support the bonnet with my head. You see that where are we? You see that Jubilee clip just there, and there's a little bit of blue paper there. It isn't leaking, but now I know how to get it to work properly by dipping it in boiling water, as someone suggested. I think it was on here that someone suggested doing that. So I'm going to do that. Get that pipe on as well. I'm not going to do it all today. I'm going to get this wing done first. Everything's blowing around in the garage because of the wind. So yeah, I'll need the bonnet open anyway to get the wing off, so we're going to do that now. So it's on. That didn't take long. It took me about 10-15 minutes to do that, as it was obviously it was already a third-party non-OEM wing. It wasn't there was no sealant on it at all, so literally undo the bolts and off it came. As you saw, you saw me lift it over the door because it wasn't even it was literally just the bolts holding it on. So it's all bolted on. I've lined it up best I can for the moment. What I forgot was there's a bracket that needs replacing on the headlight, so I'll do that now. This has got a good bracket on here for the bumper, so I'm going to so I don't need to change the bumper. It's got this little ding here, if you remember. As I've got the thing off, I'm going to try and get a little tool behind it and see if I can push that out a little bit, just to make it a little bit better. The other wing didn't have a dent on, but it didn't have a bracket, so I just thought it'd be easier to use this one. So that looks much better now. Obviously filthy dirty, but then so's the rest of the car. So which wing? This was the wing off of Cooey, I believe, wasn't it? I think it is, yeah. This is the one off of Cooey, which again is I think it's an original wing, I think, not sure, but the one that came off of it, have a look around it. I don't know how long it's been on there for, obviously, but look at the state of it. It's all black around there, going rusty. Nasty, cheap, non-OEM. So yes, I'm going to sort that bracket out on that headlight. I'll probably take the bumper right off, actually, because I've got to do that bracket the other side, which I'll do this afternoon. And then we can get the bump. Once we've done those lights, I'm not sure, can't remember about that light. Once we've done the lights, we can get the bumper back on permanently then, which will be good. So I've got that back on. Haven't put the wheel on yet, but I've got the headlight back in. I've done the bracket. I haven't done that final screw up yet because I've literally just taken the bracket off, taken the bumper off. As you can see there, there's a chunk. Actually, you can't see it. I've just thrown it in the bin, but there's a chunk of bracket missing there, which is why that was sagging. So I've got to drill those out, put a new one on. Luckily, I've got some spare ones, so we'll do that now. So as you can probably see, it's getting dark. It looks a lot brighter through the camera than it does in real life. So bumper's on, all lights are all working, all connected up. The gaps are as good as they're going to get. Wheels back on, that one looks good. Bumper looks good, the bonnet line looks good. The door line's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad, it'll do. Still, obviously I want to clean it. This side we've still got a couple of screws to put in this side. It was just getting too dark, couldn't see what I was doing, but see the bonnet line is fine. It looks a different colour through the camera, doesn't it? It's not, it's the same colour. I don't know why it's looking different. Let's go this direction. No, it still does. It's not a different colour at all. There's still a little bit of work needs on this, doing on this bumper. It needs to be polished up a little bit as well. Just got to get a couple of screws in on the what do you call it? The arch liner, because the little oh, shut up plane, the little metal clips that the screws go into are not on there, which I didn't realise until after I put the bumper on. So I had to do it on the other side as well, so I've got to do that and slip those onto the bumper, do those screws up, and then I've just got to adjust this side. I'm going to adjust this wing a bit, pull it in a little bit. But the gaps are fine actually. Yeah. With that, I put that new bracket on there. What I discovered is, I think I've banged on about before, that when you get those aftermarket brackets, they're quite hard plastic. They're not as pliable as the original ones. And I've said to people before that try and sort of bend them down a little bit with a screwdriver, because it's too tight and you can't get the tabs of the actual bumper into them because they're so close to the wing. So what I did on this occasion, it worked to a degree, but I got my hot air gun out and I heated them up, and it seemed to do the trick. It was still a job to get in. You really have to bang it home, and there's always a danger that one, you're going to break the bracket, and two, you're going to break the tabs on the actual bumper. But it's on, it's staying on, and it worked. So yeah, maybe I could have heated it up a little bit more, but I just think if you're going to replace a wing, try and get a wing that's got one on it, because if you have to put an aftermarket one on there, they are not brilliant, because they're just too brittle. The gap there is, it looks okay through the camera. It's not. It's got the bumper's got to move forward slightly. If I go, you can't really tell, but it's a bit too far back. There's only 2 bolts in it at the moment, because I've still got a driller thread tie. What's it called? Tapper thread. That's it. I've got a tapper thread into one of the holes, if you remember, where one of those bolts sheared off. So I've got to do that. Yeah. So I think I did drill it out. So I think there's just a hole there. So I've got to actually put a thread in it, which I'll do that tomorrow, and then I can get that lined up. I think it might need a couple of washers in to lift it up a little bit as well, which is quite often what we have to do. But apart from that, that's it. The front's done. I've got to do the bits under the bonnet. Hopefully we'll have some decent weather tomorrow, or we'll have some weather that wasn't pouring with rain like it's been doing today. I've only been out here for about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. I'd intended to get a lot more done today, but wasn't to be because of the weather. So yeah, so that's considering how long I've spent on it, it's absolutely rotten, but I'll hopefully, weather permitting, I'll give it a good clean tomorrow, and then we should be done pretty much. So I'm going to have to do those seats, clean those seats again, give it a good clean on the inside. All that spray dust is horrible. Once I've given it a good clean, I might put some fallout remover on it. I'm not sure if it needs any or not, but once it's proper daylight again, I'll check that out. I might give it a fallout and then give it a polish. It's got to go for its MOT as well, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm pleased with it. We'll go over the figures about the sill. The sill, as you know, I waited a long time for this to be done, weeks and weeks. It was more than I hoped it would be. We'll go through the figures at the end when we total it all up. But yeah, it was probably, it's still cheap, I think. Still a cheap job, because I think when I had a sill crushed on my old C-Max, God, many years ago, and it was done through the insurance. And they mistakenly gave me the invoice, and it was nearly £700. So that's more than double what I paid. In fact, I'll tell you anyway. I paid 300 quid in cash to fit it. Plus, I think the actual thing itself was about 70 quid. So I've paid £370 to have this seal done, which is probably still a good price. But I was hoping it was going to be around the 200 mark. I suppose he has taken that dent out as well, and he's also blown in that rear panel. So I suppose I'm not complaining. The bad thing about it was that it took so bloody long, but yeah, it's done anyway. And as I said, there is money in this car, so it's not the end of the world. So anyway, it's dark now, so I've just made myself a cup of tea. As the missus has just got home from her first day in her new job, so I've made her a cup of tea, made myself a cup of tea, and go and sit and drink that now. And then, weather permitting, we'll come back out tomorrow. Welcome back to the following day. Still a horrible day, still windy. It's been raining, it stopped raining at last, so despite the wind, I'm coming out here to do a few bits and pieces. I'm not going to do a massive amount to it today because it's a horrible day and it's not very nice being out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fuel rail, get that pipe off, heat it up with hot boiling water, and get that pushed on properly so that's on more securely than it is at the moment, and then I'm going to see if I can do the bonnet, drill that hole out, drill that bit out and retap it and get the bolts in, get washers in and so on, and get it up to the correct level, and then we'll try and do the alignment on the bonnet there to see if we can improve that a little bit with the wing, pulling the wing in a little bit and whatever we have to do. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Right, I don't know if you could see that on time lapse, but I had a job and a half getting that off. So I've had to take off the throttle body. I've just cut a little bit of the pipe off. I think I'm gonna have to cut it off again because it's a little bit squashed. So it's only a little bit, but obviously it makes the pipe shorter. But there is plenty of pipe. That's better. It's gone down there somewhere. That's better. So let me get the camera and show you. I think I probably showed you this before, but I'm going to show you it again. So this pipe, so you've got a rubber outside with a little plastic inside, and that has got to go onto there. And if you remember on the red pop, I just couldn't do it, couldn't get it on, which is why I had to use the clamp in the end. But then I discovered, or someone, no, I didn't discover actually, I won't take the credit for it. I was told by someone, I think on the YouTube post, I was told that try hot water, dipping the pipe in hot water, and it was a bit of an effort and it took a little while, but it worked. It did actually really work. So I'm going to do that again on this one, and then put the Jubilee clip back on just to make doubly sure. But I mean, it was secure as anything, but I just wanted to belt and braces really. Put the Jubilee clip back on it as well once it's on. I just couldn't get to it with the throttle body on. So that's off. Obviously it's been off before, and it hopefully will never be off again. So I'm just going to go and boil the kettle, get some boiling water, and then we'll be back. Okay, got the boiling water. So I need to, dip, where's the pipe gone? There it is. Dip the pipe in the boiling water for a minute or something, pointing downwards, so hopefully no water gets in. There are a couple of air bubbles coming out, so there will get, obviously there's going to be some air that gets into it, or rather water that gets into it, but we'll soon flush that out anyway. I can't remember how long I did it for before. Stop air bubbles. There's air bubbles, lots of air bubbles coming out, so obviously that means that water is getting in. Right, hopefully that's enough. Remove that out of the way. Get the piece of pipe, push it on. God, blimey. Oh, dropped it on the floor. Damn it. Just to help it, what I've done with this, I put a bit of 3-in-1 oil on it, but I'm also going to dip that in the hot water as well. The end of it, just to heat that up as well. Whether that will help or not, I don't know. Right, let's get it out. Give it another go. Come on, slide on. Oh Jesus, it's going gradually, but it's a long way to go. Come on. I think I need some gloves. Where's my gloves? It's easier to grip. Here we go, that's better. Oh, it's come off again. Come on. Nearly there. Oh, thought it was nearly there. bending it. I didn't film it all in the end because it was a job and a half. It was really, really difficult to get that pipe in, even with the boiling water. I had to do it about 3 times. So it's all pushed on properly now. You can see down there, it goes in focus, stays in focus. I've got some tissue down there just to make sure there's no leaking, but it's fine. As I say, I've put that Jubilee clip around it as well, belt and braces, but it is fine. It's pushed almost up to the hilt, if you'll pardon the expression. I had to cut the pipe again because where I was pushing it so hard and the pipe was obviously softened, it bent it inside. It bent that white pipe inside, so it was restricting the flow of petrol. So I had to cut another chunk off, which is down there. Let's see if I can show you. If you can look down the end there, you can see the pipe's kinked inside the white pipe. See that? And that's at that end as well. You can take my finger off so the light shines through. You can't really see it that side, but you can see it that side. You can see the kink in the pipe. So obviously I'm pushing it and it's bending. So I had to push it right up against the edge here and put as much force as I could onto it. And eventually it's done the trick. There's no fuel leaking, so that's good news. Just give it some revs, because it was going to be a right pain in the arse. Obviously the airbox is not on at the moment, so it's going to zoom zoom, air sucking noise. No, it's fine. That tissue's as dry as a bone. Thank God for that. Right, so we're going to get the airbox back on. Actually, before we do that, we're going to put that bracket on. So we'll do that now. Time for an engine clean. I was going to wait until I'd done the drilling on that, but I'm going to do it now. So it's really dirty, this engine. I just want to get it nice and clean. Now I've finished messing around down there with the fuel rail, I can get it all nice and clean. So we will be using a magic potion that we always go on about, elbow grease. Available from B&M, where it's 85p, and pound shops, where, have a guess how much it is. It's £1. Great stuff, absolutely magic stuff. Use it all the time on everything. Right, let's do it and then we'll show you the after. There you go. Look at that, sparkling. You could eat your dinner off that. Especially that bit over there. Where are we? That bit over there. That was absolutely rotten. This bit. And towards the back behind the clutch reservoir. That was rotten. So that's nice and clean now. It's magic, I keep calling it magic. This elbow grease is just amazing stuff. It's really good stuff. I mean, I didn't hardly use any of it, just went over it with a brush and then used a dirty microfiber cloth to clean it off. I'd already done the top of the front panel yesterday before I put the bumper back on, but I've gone over that again. Oh, I've missed a bit on the side. You can't actually see it on the camera, but it's over here. Just the top of the wing and that. I've missed that bit, so I'll go over that bit, but as you can see, brilliant stuff. Highly recommend it. There you go. Bit of jiggery pokery, and we got it all lined up nicely. So the bonnet lines up nicely with the right sort of gap. It's good back to front as well on the bumper. So yeah, all is good. I used my kit down there to put a new thread in. Had a little bit of trouble. I drilled out the hole and it pushed out too much metal using that drill. So I managed to cut it to the M10. I needed M6, so I done it to M10. So what I did is I put an M10 in, put an M8 into the M10 and then M6 into the M8. It's still a little bit too big. I've also used a bit of glue to keep it in place as well, because it's not biting properly, but it's more important to keep it at the right height. So I've got the washers, the glue will go off and stick. and then it'll be bonded in place. It does grip, but it doesn't grip very well. But the main thing, obviously, it's held on by 3 others. I've got to do the underneath ones as well yet. But that's the main thing, that it's at the right height, and it will stay at the right height and back to front. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to put some petrol in it, because I've got about 15 quid of the petrol that I took out of Project Cui, and I'm going to put it in this, because this is sucking fumes. Then I'm going to give it a clean on the outside, and then we'll go from there. I may or may not do the seats today. I might not bother. I might give it a clean inside, but not do the seats, because it is rotten. Depends on the weather, really. And then that might be it for the day, I think. So I just want to get it clean, because it's rotten at the moment, absolutely rotten. And then once I've got it clean, it's sort of dried up a bit now. It's not damp in the air, so I think what I might do is get me little Italian stripes on the side and get me flowers on the back, like I always do. You know what I'm like. So I'm going to clean it up first, see how it comes up. Because obviously it's going to have to be cleaned again, but I just wanted to get it clean, just to see any imperfections, any little marks. There's a couple of little marks here and there. It definitely is going to need a fallout remover on it. There's 1 or 2 little marks which will come off with G10. Nothing much. When you think it's a 10-year-old car, there's nothing much. Obviously this is a new hatch that came off a 2014 car, and the bumper as well. They've got a few little marks on. There's some little sticker marks there. I think that was from when I bought it, so I've got to get those off. A couple of little marks on the bumper as well. That's obviously, bottom of that line is obviously where it's been painted, so there's no marks on that. Obviously the door is a bit flat, that needs bringing up, so that'll be getting a polish. This wing that I put on has got a little mark there. I forgot to get that little dent out, which is a nuisance, before I put the liner back on. I might see if I can get a tool up between the wing and the liner and see if I can, rather than taking the liner off again. A couple of little bits of chip paint I've got to do. I should have done those before the bumper went on, really, but they're easier to do when the bumper's on, to be honest. A couple of little chips on the bumper, nothing much. I did do some painting on this bumper. It actually looks alright, so I might give it a final polish, machine polish. But apart from that, it's just needs a little bit of touching up on various bits there. But I'd say it's a 10-year-old car. You're going to get a few marks on it, but it's apart from some of the little marks that I've got to touch up, it's pretty clean, really. I haven't cleaned the wheels yet. Wheel trims, I should say. Obviously, it's only got steelies on it. Before any of you say, why don't you put your black alloys on it? Nah, not on a car this old. It's just not worth it. Those will go on a car that really deserves them. Obviously, they've got to be repaired yet, but I'll just clean up the wheel trims, black up the tyres obviously when the time comes to sell it, but yeah, that's it. I might give it a hoover. There's a bloody fag burn on there, look, I never noticed that before. I've got a set of these actually, so I might replace it. They came off of Project Cui, so I might chuck this one away. I don't think this car's been smoked in. Doesn't smell of smoke at all. There's no sign of any smoking going on, but yeah, that's definitely a fag burn, isn't it? So I think I'll swap those over, might as well. Yeah, I looked back at some of the videos last night and all this stuff was in it when I got it, so that's not the body shop that's done that. This is all the hay and another horse owner's car. So the interior needs a complete clean. That obviously needs cleaning down there, which I'll do later as well. I'm going to go and have some lunch in a second. But it looks much nicer now it's clean. Especially the front, where it was really dirty. So I don't know what it was that they got all over it at the body shop. I know it's been standing there, sitting parked up for about 6 weeks. I guess it's come from that. I don't know if it was under a tree or something maybe, but it's come up all right. It just needs a bit of a cutting back. Let's say fallout remover, a bit of cutting back here and there, and a polish, and it'll be good. Be good to go. So yeah, pleased with that. This will be going up. Well, it's Monday tomorrow. I'm going to ring up the garage, the MOT garage tomorrow. Find out when they can do the MOT. I'm off work Friday, so I'm hoping they can do it Friday. Obviously, we're going back into lockdown as of Thursday, but I think they were open during lockdown anyway. So obviously, garages are seen as essential. So hopefully, I can still go and get this MOT'd. But I shall ring them tomorrow to see when they can do it. I need to check. I'm assuming it's already run out. I don't actually know, to be honest. I need to check it. So yeah, we'll be back in a bit later. We'll give it a good clean up on the inside, and get some of the accoutrements put on. So as you know, I've got whatever done with them. I got them out of the garage and out the cupboard. I don't know what I've done with them now. No, I don't know. Oh, here they are. Those will be sticking on. We pay about £5 something for those on eBay. They come from China, obviously, like everything does on eBay. And I've seen them on cars that I've done 3 years or so ago, and they're still white. So they haven't discoloured, which is good. I think the official Fiat ones are like 35 quid or something stupid, maybe even more than that. But yeah, we'll get those on. It's my little trademark, certainly on the white cars. I do those on all the white cars. And then we'll get some flowers on the back as well, because they're usually girls that buy them anyway. So, and they girls like the flowers. If they don't like them, they can take them off, which I've always said. And I think the ones I've seen on the road since I sold them, I think the flowers are still on them. So the girls like them, don't they? There's a couple of little bits to paint touch up as well that I've just spotted on the edges of the wing, and as I said, on the bumper as well. So depending on how we go this afternoon, I might touch those up as well. There's no great rush to do that, because I can always do that once I get to that final cleaning stage. But if I can get it done, I'll get it done. So anyway, we'll be back a little bit later when we give it a good clean on the inside, or fair old clean on the inside. I'll hoover those seats off and see how they come up. They do still need cleaning. They haven't been cleaned, so I need to get all that crap up that's lying in the back. I'm not going to actually clean the seats today. I'll probably leave that till next week. So we'll be back soon. So, all clean. I haven't touched up any of the paint bits. I've taken the G10 to some of the marks on it. I've got rid of all the marks. I've put the Italian stripes on. I've hoovered it inside. I put my pink flowers on the back. There's still some cleaning up work to do. As I say, it's only a temporary clean until I get the old fallout remover on it and get it nice and smooth. But as I say, I'll be phoning up to book it in for MOT tomorrow. We don't know when that'll be. I don't know if they're still uber busy. Those eagle-eyed amongst you will notice, where is it? Another cupboard in the garage there. It's turning into a house, the garage. That was a sideboard indoors. We've got a new one, so that's a nice little addition to the garage. I can keep tools in and on. So anyway, yeah, the car almost done. Seats to clean, a few little digs here and there, not digs, you know, little paint chips here and there that I've got to touch up. MOT service. That's basically it. And it will be done at long last. It's been a long slog. Well, it hasn't been a long slog. The only reason it's been a long slog is the amount of time it was in the paint shop. But it's all nice and clean. It's just the inside, as I say, that needs cleaning. We've even got a new air freshener in there. So, for the time being, until such time as we get it back and get it MOT'd, get its final clean and seat clean, that'll be it for Project Dirt. As I say, you will see another Project Dirt video, but that will be the last one when it goes up for sale. I've got umpteen people that are chasing me for cars. I just haven't got enough cars to satisfy them. So this will go quick, I think. I've still got to set the price. Not sure the price yet, apart from the MOT and service. I don't at the moment. I may service it myself, or I may get the garage to service it. Then it can be a proper garage stamp in the book rather than my stamp in the book. Gives that proper tick box, which of course I could produce one of those tick box things myself, of course. But I like to get it done at a garage if I can, if there's money in it. It's £92, £96 for an intermediate service, £26 for the MOT. So, alright, it's £100 less profit I'll make, but it's nice to get a proper service from a garage rather than backstreet Johnny like myself doing it. But we'll see. Anyway, it depends how much money there is in it and whether I can make a reasonable profit out of it. I suppose when you look at it, I haven't actually spent that much time on this car. It seems to have, I've had it for a long time because it was in the body shop for, I don't know, 6 weeks, something like that, 5, 6, 7 weeks, not really sure to be honest, far too long. So time wise and parts wise, or you know, apart from a few bits and pieces that I've had to buy, the only thing really was I put a new bumper on it. Of course the bumper that was on it I've still got, which I can repair. The new tailgate and the new back bumper, that's really the only things that I've actually put on it. So that's, apart from bits and pieces, that's the only expense really, which is quite good. Obviously I put that wing on, but that wing didn't cost me anything because that came off of Project Kiwi. So it's going to be a nice little car for someone, as and when. Hopefully within the next week or so. Depends on the MOT station really. So yeah, so again, thanks for watching another project. As I say, there will be another video on this, but right at the last knock-ins. But thank you for watching the project. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something. I always learn. Every project I do, I learn something along the way. But I do appreciate your watching, your time to watch, or giving me your time to watch, I should say. And I really do appreciate all the comments, all the views, all the subscriptions, and so on and so forth to help make the channel grow. The growing has slowed down. However, it is still growing. I've obviously added some how-to videos on there now as well, which helps to push the channel up. But the projects are the main stuff. I don't know what I've got you looking at the car for. You might as well look at me. Hello. So yeah. So once this one's sold, we'll be getting another project. Beige Girl is going into the paint shop to have that wing and bumper and what have you blended. Not this week, but next week, sometime next week. Hopefully he'll do it relatively quickly, within a week or two, and then that one will be coming back. That's already MOT'd, serviced, etc. It just needs I've still got that minor leak in the sump, so I've got to fix that, which I might try and do next week before it goes to the body shop. I'm hoping I bought a new sump. I'm hoping I don't have to put that on. I'm hoping it's just a matter of some sealant wherever it's leaking, because I think it's just sort of moved it. I don't think it's probably broke the sealant that's actually around, you know, under the bolt type thing, on like the face of the thing. So I'm hoping that I can put some sealant around. It's a tiny leak, but I don't want a leak. But I just feel although I bought a sump, I think it's a bit over the top to put a new sump on. So we'll see what we can do. We'll get it up on ramps and we'll have a look underneath. If it is too much, then I'll do the sump. Don't want to do it. It's extra expense, extra time. But we'll see anyway. But again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe. If you are a casual viewer, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. And we will see you on the next one. Take care. See you next week.